My name is Alyson Cook. I would like to welcome you to this virtual open day. I am the curriculum manager for creative industries, and I would like to talk about the provision that we have here within our department within Barnet and Southgate College. The area covers art, design and media courses, and what I'm going to do is talk about them individually within the areas that we have. And then I've got some slides also that I'd like to show you, just to give you a kind of a flavour of some of the work that the students produce within our area. This is just a selection of level 1 and level 2 students' work. It's a broad section of what the students do, but I just wanted to show you that as something that we get them to do. Drawing obviously is very fundamental within the area. Level 3, this is a range again of different outcomes that the students produce on the art and design courses. So again, it's just something for you to see of the area. So within art and design, we have 3 level courses. We start with level 1. We also have a level 2 art and design and level 3 art and design. The additional level 3 art and design that we have is a foundation course, which is a 1-year course. Level 1 and level 2 are purely 1-year courses. The duration is 36 weeks and they're over 3 terms. Level 3 art and design, the first listing there, is a 2-year course, but the foundation course is purely 1 year, and that's for students who come to us having done maybe art A level, but then want to take that additional year before they then go on to do a course at university. So the art foundation is a more, if you like, a fast track. It's for students who have got an idea of what they would like to do, because within the first year, by after the first term, they would be then applying to university, and they would need to have ready a portfolio which they would present to the universities a bit later on in the year. So the level 3 art and design, which is a 2-year course, allows students 2 years if they've not got at this point chosen a pathway that they would like to do. The idea with the level 3 art and design is it gives them many options that they can for pathways within that area. So the first year would be very diagnostic. It would be looking to do materials, processes, and then they learn and build upon them within the first year. And the second year is would be when they would choose specialisms, and then at that point they would move on to university. So we also do creative media production, and we also have computer animation and games designs. Again, we have a level 2 and a level 3 course for both of these subjects. Level 2 again is a 1-year course, and then predominantly the students from media production would move forward into progress onto the level 3 creative media course. Again, that will be a 2-year course, and from there they go on to university. Animation is the same. When they generally join these particular courses, they know that that's the area that they want to be kind of progressing onto university. So although within media there could be different options that they could be taking, film, journalism, it offers many pathways, but it's once they're in that level 3 course, then it's a specialism that they work towards, and then they're building skills and techniques as they move along. We also have within the area specialist courses, so they are product design and architecture. We also have fashion, and we also have photography. Difference with these three courses, sorry, is again they're all level 3 courses. You can progress to any one of these courses, as is with any of our art and level 3 courses, having come up through the level 2 pathway or just coming straight in from doing GCSEs at school. But with the photography, the architecture and the fashion, you will be learning, it will just be subject specific. You will be only learning those subjects. You wouldn't be doing anything art and design that would kind of relate, although so that the pathway that you're taking would purely be a photography pathway, and the studies and the briefs and everything would be relating to photography, fashion. Okay, so the specialist courses that we do, there is one other, which is fashion business retail, and that's a level 2 course. That's for people, students who are interested in behind the scenes of the fashion industry. So it could be buying, marketing, anything bar the shop floors. And that's a pathway that could lead them to a level 3 fashion business retail course. And it's more of a report writing course. What's different about this one is it's unlike everything else that we do. It's very practical. The fashion business retail is more report writing to find out what's going on behind the scenes of the fashion industry, of the retail sector, I'm sorry. Students on this particular course do apply to the fashion level 3 course. That tends to be a progression pathway that they take, because they would have had maybe some element of a design that they would have done within that program of study. So a lot of them do come to us on the level 3 art and design, or they can progress onto a level fashion business retails course. Again, a 1-year course for level 2 and a 2-year course for the level 3. Okay, so that's the provision. So what I wanted to just kind of give an insight into is the study program, the way the qualification works and what it entails. So the study program for all of our students, firstly, would involve the main qualifications. So that would be their art qualification or their media qualification. That would be the bulk of their sessions that they would have. On top of that, if any students come to us who don't have achieved grade 4 with English and Maths, then it would be compulsory for them to study English and Maths with us. That's built in around their timetable, and it would be either within following sessions that they have, but it's something that they would need to do, and they would need English and Maths to move on anyway to higher education, or just generally for when they leave college, and for when they work. The next element of our study program includes work experience. We have work experience for all of these students. I'll go on and explain this on the next slide, but obviously things with where we are at this point with COVID, it's different to how we're working it, but we do have an excellent reputation with the work experience that we put in place for the students. It's important for them. It means that they can work with employers. It gives them an insight of the skills that they need, but it complements the program that we have within their study program. The final part of the study program is employability, enterprise and pastoral. We call that EAP. In the slide that follows lastly, I'll explain what that is, but that's something that subsidizes, it works with and enhances the qualification. Okay, so firstly, the main qualification, and that's their creative journey. So it's a pathway of learning with us through project briefs that's designed to develop their skills and understanding of the subject area that will lead them to a career or higher education within the creative industries. The way that the programs within our area work is within the 3 terms. They're split quite differently, that builds upon skills, understanding of technical resources, skills, process, techniques, and they build upon these skills as they go along. So term 1 is what we would kind of call the diagnostic. It's the experimental stage where we're getting to see what their understanding is and their previous skills and knowledges of the area. We're also, the briefs are designed to build upon the knowledge and techniques and processes. So we could do that within art and design. That could be through rotational projects that we run, which will be taking them through different areas of the workshops that we have. So they will be taking on different projects. That could be a ceramic, could be a metal, there could be print elements to it. The idea is that they get to explore and touch base with all the different disciplines within the creative side of things, so that they can then bring that to their understanding of learning. It's giving them a library of skills and knowledge. That then, in term 2, what we look to do is to develop those skills and progress them further. Within level 3 courses, it would be a point where students don't come to us with necessarily an idea that they want to take on a particular pathway within the creative industries, but this would be a point where it will begin to give them an indication, having tried with the briefs and worked with different workshops and outcomes that they're producing. They can then begin to start leading or choosing an area that they would find that would be maybe their pathway that they want to progress as a career. So by the end of that second term, they would be responding to the briefs that they will be given, and what they will be producing should tend to lead itself to an area that's of a particular interest to them. Term 3 is, the final term is where they should be kind of making decisions at this point. We have what we call a final major project. It's one that runs throughout every single course that we run. It's a point where the students should have, they will then be, we come up with a brief theme, but the students then negotiate with the tutors, because they are then beginning to lead and take ownership of what they want to produce. So at this point, what they produce as a final major outcome should be something that is exploring their specialism. Within the project that they were producing, it would be, they should be showcasing and using a lot of the skills that they have learned and developed throughout the first 2 terms, and that will direct them to an end product that they produce. This happens with all of the courses, whether it's a 1-year course or whether it's a 2-year course. With the project briefs that the students complete, it would be the final major project at the very ends of the year that determines the grade. So the way that our qualification works is that throughout the year, for all units and the briefs that they receive formative and summative assessment feedback, they can only achieve up to that point a pass. The idea is that each unit and each project that they complete is building skills as they go along, and it's the final project that they complete which will showcase what they do and how they approach it, and their thinking and processing skills and problem solving skills. So really what we're looking to do is on all of our courses is to stretch and challenge the learners to become individual, creative, people that have their own thoughts, ideas, how they problem solve work, how they come to realization of outcomes that they produce, how they're working with materials. Because within the area that's the subjects that they're, or the area as a whole, the sector, is a very competitive industry, and what we're trying to make is that everybody is unique in their own thought process, how they apply themselves to their projects, and throughout that journey trying to get them to so that they have to take on elements of independent study, so that they are taking ownership of what they do, to make them strong individuals for the areas and the careers that they want to be moving into. So that's the main qualification. That's the essence of what we're looking to do with them. Okay, so work experience, which is the study program element, that's really important to what we do. We've had excellent engagement with employers, really good live projects that we've put on before. We do lots of work with Barnet Hospital. There are many murals that our art students have done as employer engagement projects. They've come to us, they present ideas, they give us themes that students have to design and produce work. It will go back to a panel first of all, and then they will select the theme, the ideas, and then for what they want for the murals, and then the students work together collectively to produce the work. It then is put up in the hospital. We've had unveilings with press people, CEOs of the hospitals. We've done many things like that. We've also worked with the RAF Museum in Hendon. We've had live exhibitions. We worked with them for 4 years. Our level 2 students did that. That's it's been a really good working experience for the students. Brent Cross. Unfortunately, at this point, we wouldn't be able to do this, but our fashion students have always put on a catwalk show in the main area where the Brent Cross. It's a great experience for the students. There is, for them, it's a live audience. They have to go through selecting the models themselves. The clothes are all designed and made by the students. It's giving them an essence of what it's like in that industry, to be in that industry, and to put on a catwalk show. They have to put it together. They have to collate it. They have to do everything. The staff are there to support them doing it, but in essence, they would put that on themselves. End of year, we would also do a show here in the church across the road. We've done workshops with charity shops. We've designed posters for them to display in their shops. The students have also worked with high-profile architecture studios. They've designed design challenges. There's lots of different things that the students have actually done. But what's really important for them in terms of with the work experience, it gives them an understanding of working to deadlines. It gives them an understanding of working with clients. There is a different kind of pressure when there's a work experience involvement with an employer, because it's out of the comfort zone of working for, if you like, a brief in the studio, and it gives them the real life understanding of what it is like to meet deadlines. So that really does enhance their studies, and it is something that we've kind of really got had excellent links with the community and also employers. So that's our work experience. We also run in the area the part of the EAP. EAP would be for us, it could be trips and visits, it could be enrichment. EAP kind of covers quite many things as well as pastoral. We have in the area open access workshops, which we call enrichment. This is timetabled sessions that allows the students to go into our workshops with technical help from the tutors to enable them to either go in, explore work, develop work further, or if they need points where they need to catch up with work. But they've got the use of the machinery and equipment that they need to have, but also they support the technicians as well. It's what we promote. We really encourage the students to make use of these workshops, and they do, because that's where they're taking more ownership of their independent learning and going and using the resources where they can finish work and develop and explore ideas and it's a different kind of environment. It's a drop in. They would sign in that they've been there, but it is open to all of the area. So we have it in the fashion studios, the 3D work studios. It's in the print studios. It's open to photography. We also do life drawing for students, level 3 students. They can also go into the media production area or animation. Open access, predominantly if you're a photography student, you would generally be using the open access photography, and likewise with fashion. But what these studios allow is for students from other courses within the area to actually use those facilities. So you may have somebody who within art and design is producing a film, maybe as an outcome for a final major project. They can go into the media open access workshops and get help from the technical staff. So it allows for good crossover within the area so that students aren't restricted to certain disciplines. You know, the help is there from all of the staff and all of the team, as well as the technicians. And that's available to all staff, students within the area. Okay, the creative journey continued, because that's how we refer to it, and that's what it is within our area. Obviously, there's pastoral support, which I've mentioned. Tutorials are really important within the area. Students will get designated tutorials with the tutors, and they will be set sessions that they have. It's point to look at the work, see where they maybe if there's things that need to be improved. This is a constant dialogue that's going on with the students. It doesn't only happen in tutorials, it will also happen in all of the workshops or the classes that students are in, because the tutors are constantly looking to see where the students are at. But the one-to-one tutorials are really important for the student. And it's, they can look to see where they're at with assessments. It's an opportunity for the staff to look to see, in addition to giving formative and summative assessment, feedback to the students how to improve. We always constantly look to see how they can improve. We're always looking to see how they can stretch themselves. That's, we expect them to come in and with one level of qualification, and then we expect them to leave with a much higher qualification, having really reached for the stars to go for those merits and distinctions, which, with the support of our tutors, we do have a higher proportion of students who do that. And can I also say supported learners have also, we have a high expectation for them, and they actually do achieve highly within the area. Okay, careers and progression talks for level 3 students. That happens at the beginning of the year. They also give them, in sessions where they're looking at progression, how they can move forward, higher education, what they need, looking at applications, things like that. So that's a constant dialogue. Once the level 3 are in year 2, obviously then that's concentrated at the beginning when we come back, which will be happening now. They're looking at applying to universities. They're all applying for completing their UCAS applications at this point, and they will be doing that with the tutor support, so that they'll be ready for their interviews that will take place later on in the year, which will be digitally at this point. This is how we are preparing the students for interviews. Portfolio development, that's really about getting them prepared for progression to higher education, and that is part and parcel within the careers where we're preparing the students. So with us, they would get a portfolio, whether it would be an art, a media, whatever the portfolio is. It's something that it will be then put forward. They will have it formalised, where they put it into PowerPoint. That will be sent off once the applications have gone, and that's what we're looking to do. So even through to level 1 to level 2, with level 1 students, by the end of their course, they will have a portfolio of artwork, which then they have to present to level 2 tutors to enable them to have an interview and progress on to level 2. Including level 2 students will have accumulated a portfolio of artwork, which they then put through to level 3. So that whole process is relevant to everybody in the department. I just wanted to list a few of the universities that our students do progress on to. There are many that they go to, but Central St Martin's, Camberwell, Wimbledon, London College of Fashion, Middlesex, Westminster, De Montfort, Brighton, Bristol, Manchester. We have a high proportion of students apply. I think it was 81% who of our applicants from last year who were on the level 3 courses got in to universities. Not everybody in the year chose to apply to universities, because some other people wanted to take different progression routes, whether it was to employment or an apprenticeship. But the area has historically, we have very, very good progression within the department and also onto higher education. Okay, I've put this slide in. And I do hope you actually managed to have a look at it. What we normally do at the end of every year is that we have an end of year show. It's a point where we showcase all of the students' work, and we normally downstairs in the building, we take over the whole of the foyer downstairs, throughout and up onto the top floor, and then within some of the classes up on the top floor. It's an exhibition. The students have to, we do it very professionally. The students are part of putting up the work. They have to select the work, and the idea is that each student has an 8x4 board, and they have to, it's their work that goes on the board. Generally, it should be the final major project that goes on there. But because of lockdown last year, what we did was, after when we did go into lockdown, what I do want to say is that we had full engagement with all of the sessions, because we were delivering classes as if we were in the building from the 20th of March onwards, but they were just being done remotely. And the students all engaged, and every single timetabled lesson was done remotely.